Good morning, Julie Gardner here. Rise Up Wealth. I am so excited because today we are going to talk about that elusive word AI, artificial intelligence. Because are you wondering how people are going to they say, oh, AI is going to make the next wave of millionaires. You're like, how's that going to happen? And are you curious how you're going to incorporate AI into your business? I have with me my friend, Jay Jones, who is a brilliant man. I've calculated, I think he's had over 110,000 hours of coaching top producers. So when you're in the room with top producers, you get good gossip and then you get good ideas. But what I love about Jay the most is his heart to accelerate people, elevate people. And then he's just brilliant in how he can synthesize things. So what's his background, right? And this is the handsome man right there. But he is the founder and CEO of Quantico, Inc., which has several things under it, and AI is one of them. And he leads a mission-driven team of helping businesses accelerate. Give me some of that if you want it. And grow through automation and AI. Yes, sir, let's go. He was raised on a farm in Alabama. Didn't you raise chickens, Jay?
We did 12,000 eggs a day. It was horrible.
I bet you wish you could do AI back then, but no, AI did not exist then. And but because of that, his work ethic has carried him to the University of Alabama's Culver House School of Business, and he's been with AT&T, MCI, WorldCom, Sprint. Had a great career. Then he stepped into healthcare leadership. So I love his diverse background. And every time he shows up, because he did it at that healthcare place where what was it? It was a clinic. It was a doctor's office.
An advanced wellness clinic with chiropractic and advanced therapies.
Get this, y'all. 420% growth. I know y'all are all going, please come work for me. And then he went on and spent over a decade working as a partner at Southwestern Consulting. That's where we met. And he was coaching top producers there, became the #1 global producer there at Southwestern. And then after coaching all this time, I say 15 years of coaching. I want to give you 19 years. I'm going to make you older. But he realized, let's launch Quantico, where he could put his business and all that synthesizing together with AI. And now he can help people grow and develop their business. But here's what's funny. So welcome, Jay, by the way. Fun fact about Jay and myself, we look good. We've got a little gray. I got some gray going on that needs to be covered with color. Jay's obviously showing his wisdom. So Jay, if you and I were both around before the internet, how in the world did you get excited about AI? Walk me through that. You and I had been coaching before Zoom was even a thing. And then all of a sudden we were coaching people over Zoom. So I know you have this history of coaching clients and they're like the struggle, right? And then here comes AI and you're like on it. So tell me about that. How did that happen?
Well, it's interesting. We both spent years coaching people, and we always were teaching people that you have to try to get things off your plate, right? And you can delegate things off your plate. And that's pretty easy. You delegate it to another human being that you hire, they do the work. That's pretty simple. Or you can just eliminate something that shouldn't be there. But when it came down to automations, there wasn't a whole lot that we could help people to figure out to do when it came to automating things. There were a few things using a CRM, that you could template emails. And there were some basic things that you could automate. But unless you wanted to spend a lot of money building out advanced software for yourself or your company, there just wasn't a lot. So especially for people that were small to medium business owners, it was very cost prohibitive to do much when it came into the world of automation. So as the technology kept evolving, we kept seeing that through our real high level systems, that there were tremendous amount of ways, even before the AI, that we could start automating things, whether it be marketing, whether it be all kinds of things related to their billing and their contracts and all those sort of things within the system. But when AI came about, myself and my business partner, Jonathan Farrell, decided we need to actually take this and put this into everything that we're doing, because there's so much need, especially when it comes to what we do, which is voice and text assistants that actually make phone calls to opted in leads, whether that be for recruiting or for lead conversion from leads from your website or purchase leads. But as well as, in today's world, a lot of people that have small and medium-sized businesses need someone at the front desk of their business answering phones and booking appointments. But a lot of them just don't have the extra capital to put out on spending that kind of money for a full-time receptionist. So we have our inbound receptionist product that can literally answer the calls, answer all the questions, book appointments, live transfer that to any other area. It's pretty amazing. And it's just all of it's at a fraction of the cost of what you would actually have to hire someone for your business. So we just got excited about it. We're like, gosh, this is something that there's some real need out there in the business world. And it's been an exciting journey ever since.
There's total need for sure. So would you say that would you say then the number one leak in a business is just being able to delegate in an automated fashion? Or is there something else that probably right? Time's the biggest challenge for them?
Well, two things. Most business owners, even if you're like operating as a loan officer, for instance, in a mortgage company or a real estate agent, you may be working for another company, but you're still running your own business. So you're handling everything oftentimes. And most entrepreneurs are doing every kind of job there is. And so the time factor is one of the biggest things, like you mentioned. People need to recover time so that they can focus on the most high impact, highest revenue generating activities, and need to have those things that don't do that automated in some form or fashion, or they're going to have to hire someone to do it for them. So I would say that, but simply, when it comes to lead conversion, for instance, I don't know about you, but how many people do you know that actually like to make front-end prospecting calls out to leads?
No. It's mind-numbing. No. When I worked at Staples back in the day, we would do these qualifying calls, and we're like, "Hi, Jay, this is Julie from Staples, and I'm just verifying that you're at this address." And it was just a way to get in the door, really. Right. But yeah, because and at the most we could make maybe 100 calls in a week, but
well,
you need more activity than that nowadays sometimes to get results.
You do. And so, like when we can start to automate a lot of those sort of things, like for instance, if you got a company that has lots of leads coming in from your website or from marketing or webinars or any of those sort of things, if all of a sudden now you could connect those lead sources or purchase leads, if you could connect those lead sources directly to a system that within 5 to 10 seconds of that lead coming in, they're getting a phone call, and then they're turning around and getting a text. So that conversation is happening automatically. And the statistics are pretty clear on this. If you do not contact them within the first minute, the likelihood of you actually booking an appointment goes down about 30%. If you wait about 15 minutes, it goes down another 20%. If you wait past an hour, it's a very small conversion rate at that point, typically about 20%.
Yeah, because you're probably working with somebody like me that has butterfly attention span, and I was focused on this, and then I flit it over here, and then I'm on to something else. Okay, so let's go back to this. So you said you've got recruiting, lead generation, and like I guess a digital receptionist. So the digital receptionist that can actually respond to people quickly, maybe book appointments, right?
Absolutely. Like with the inbound receptionist, People call into a phone number. Now, if you've already got an inbound phone number for your business, you can literally just forward your calls directly into this other number. The receptionist answers. We train it to answer all the questions that it might need to be able to answer if you were actually having a human do it. We can actually have the AI go and scan your entire website to know every single detail from everything you've got on your website. Any kind of materials that you have, we can scan those documents in and train the AI like that on it. And then if the AI can't answer the question or handle what it is that they need, then immediately they can live transfer that into a live person, or they can schedule an appointment. So, it really makes it easy. Even like, for instance, like a car dealership, for instance, they've got 4 or 5 different departments that they might need calls transferred to.
Sure.
We can set it up so that any of those departments that they need, we have that set up so we can live transfer to multiple departments as well. Or, like I said, schedule meetings for the sales team. So it's a great solution. And a lot of times when you're thinking about it, you never have to worry about hiring. You never have to worry about paying insurance. The AI never gets sick. When you're not working off hours, let's say you close at 6 or 7 o'clock, but you might be getting calls past it. What happens to those calls? Sometimes people pay, an extra $300 to $500 a month for an answering service, but that's expensive too.
Sure.
So this system is on all the time. So it is always answering the phones for you, always answering the questions, booking the appointments. If it's after hours and no one's available for a live transfer, to let them know, hey, I don't have anyone available right now, but I can go ahead and schedule you an appointment. Would you like, or we can have someone call you back in the morning first thing.
Okay, very good. Now let's talk about lead conversion. So you got the receptionist and lead conversion. So I don't know, are people buying leads anymore? And if so, why not? And then how do you fix that when people have too many leads and then you just can't get to them or something?
Well, purchase leads traditionally can be a little bit of a problem situation, and not so much about the quality of the leads usually. Usually it's because there is so much front-end work required to actually get that person booked. And then many times when you're purchasing a lead, whether it be for real estate, mortgage, or whatever it is that you're doing, those people may not be ready to schedule an appointment right then. They may be looking for something 3 to 6 months down the road. Now, most salespeople that get purchase leads, they're going to try 2 or 3 times to convert that lead into an appointment. And what do you think they're going to do after 2 to 3 tries?
Forget, because they got some more leads coming in, or they're too disorganized to even know where to even. Now, who did I need to call and when?
They're going to give up.
Yes.
Our system has a proprietary forever follow-up system. So what happens is if they're not interested right then, it's going to automatically, within a certain predefined period of time, going to reach back out to them again. And the beautiful thing is that the AI records and transcribes every conversation, every text message conversation back and forth, every phone conversation, and it immediately can go back and reference any of the previous conversations and pick up where it left off. So I don't know about you, but I remember, even though I was very successful in sales always throughout my career, I hated taking notes.
Yeah. And just the amount of time it takes to go, okay, wait, let me get in my CRM. Let me open up the name. Let me type in the notes. Let me schedule. It takes 1 minute at least. And if you're doing 100 calls in a week, that's a lot of time. And I could take a nap during that time, or better yet, go find some new people.
Right. I was so horrible at it. I never hardly ever put notes in the system when I was doing prospecting calls.
I'd
write it down on a piece of paper.
Don't. Yeah.
I'd write it down on a piece of paper and then lose it. I'll be like, where did I put that note?
Oh, yeah. And you're like, what happened? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's first of all, it's just brilliant. You don't have to do all that side work. But then the forever follow-up, that's amazing, because that's in our ideal world what we want. So with lead conversion, do you have any other clients that you've had some successes with that you could do you have any numbers yet on that?
Yeah. I mean, look, typically, a good example of this is our mortgage clients that do lead conversion. Every single one of them have seen 300% increase in lead conversion from their leads plus. They vary, but I don't think I've seen any of our lead conversion clients that have seen less than a 300% increase. So when you triple
Yeah.
the amount of leads that are converting into appointments, I mean, it makes the money that you're spending on purchase leads worth it because you're
Absolutely.
getting some really good return on your investment.
Okay, this is again what I love about you. You take these little, like as a solopreneur or even a salesperson, you got all these little elements, but you can figure out how to make them work together. Because if they don't sing together, they're useless, really. It's like, great, I spent money on this, leads, and then I can't convert because it's just a mess. But this makes it all sing together.
And our system directly connects into all of our clients' calendars. So it goes and checks that calendar, gives the options for the prospect, and then books it, puts it back on the calendar so it automatically shows up on the calendar, and all of the follow-up to ensure you're getting good conversion rates from appointment booked to appointment held.
Yeah.
They're getting those follow-up texts, emails, all of that literally a week before, 3 days before, the day of, the hour before they're getting a text. And so your conversion rates go way up too, because most salespeople are not doing that sort of follow-up leading up to an appointment with someone.
No.
And then people just don't show. And they're like, oh.
Yeah. Okay, you also mentioned recruiting. How does recruiting work with this? And which industries would use this?
Well, there are a lot of people out there that are needing to recruit. But typically our biggest clients fall in insurance. Life insurance is a big one because, a lot of companies like Aflac, they do a ton of recruiting. They're really trying to grow and build. And life insurance can be a hard business for people that are, I'm going to get in the insurance business. And then they don't have any sales experience, and then they don't quite make the cut.
Sure.
So they're constantly having to recruit and bring more people on. A good example of this, I know one of our clients in Texas, Ron Jones, this regional coordinator, he'd been out for a while and then came back and started a region again and needed to build everything up fast. And so he hired us to work the front end of the prospecting part of this. Of course, he took his lead sources that he had and put them in our system. I think probably about 5,000 to 10,000 licensed insurance agents in the state of Texas. And, it's interesting, the first month, without having to make a single call, make a single text, or a single email on his own, he scheduled 40 interviews with licensed insurance agents in 30 days.
Wow. In 30 days, 40 scheduled appointments. That's amazing.
So, I mean, when you can get 40 interviews with a licensed insurance agent, a licensed real estate agent, or a licensed mortgage loan officer, and it varies, like some of the industries, you may be not getting as many as that. But the reality of the situation is it's on autopilot, and it forever follows up with these people until they either opt out or they convert into an appointment. So all that follow-up to keep nurturing people to get them to come into an appointment in a meeting is constantly going on to be able to convert more and more. So the recruiting's, an exciting thing for a lot of people because there are a lot of recruiters out there that are just burnt out on making all of those hundreds of calls a day, trying to get just one person to commit to an interview.
Well, and don't you kind of feel like burnout is like, I just recently added a email tool, and I was able to email out 900 people individual emails in a week. It was glorious because like we all kind of know technology's out there, so it's dumb for us to go do. Like when you have do in your head, that ain't right. And so it's like, okay, we all need to stop using our bicycles to get to work and start using our cars. Right. Okay. And then a lot of times mortgage, realtors, they have events. Do you have anything to help with that? Because I know that could, back to the and the individual texting or whatnot.
Event marketing is actually another product that I didn't mention earlier. And this is actually working effectively for a lot of different industries. I know we've got quite a few very elite loan officers in the mortgage industry that produce over 50 million in volume a year that are using us for event marketing for realtors. And they do monthly private realtor luncheons where they actually have some sort of really high value educational component. And our system actually does all of the work to get them there. Now, I know Dan Ali, which was our first client using this for mortgage, when he first started, before he started using the AI, he was getting about 15 realtors to each event, and all of the work to get them there was all manual. It's a lot of work, and he's a very busy man. He's like, I gotta have some help with this. This is just too much. And he'd already had success with our lead conversion product. So he's like, let's put this in place for this and see if it'll work. After the first event that we applied this, he got 63 RSVPs and 45 realtors showed up. So he had to get a much bigger venue for his events. And it's been like that every single event since then. And of course, he's getting 6 to 10 new referral partners that are sending him business out of every single event, which is fantastic. So the business is growing tremendously from that self-generated business.
So now, this is not a product for someone that wants to coast and be lazy, because you will get more stuff on your books, right?
You're just going to have high value activity where you're actually getting to get a up at bat instead of actually doing that hard end front end work to get that opportunity.
Absolutely.
So, and of course we've got med spas. We've got a coach that is starting to do events, that is getting all of that base of her clients to these events using our system. So the event marketing is actually kind of fun and kind of exciting. Major results. I know our first med spa, they had taken weeks to get their first 60 RSVPs for their Botox event for Halloween.
Oh, that's cute.
And after they actually turned on the system, within 1 hour, they got the remaining 65 RSVPs that maxed out the event.
Hilarious. Look at that. They could have been doing other things. 1 hour. That's tremendous. So, it's so funny because as I've talked to different people, they've said, oh, AI, I want it more personable, or I don't want people to think my business is using AI and ignoring them and taking the personal out of it. How would you respond to that?
No, I would say this. There are some people that, specific to their culture, their situation, and the scale of their business, it's going to be important for them to keep that personal touch. But for any business owner that's looking to scale up their business, this is what it's about. It's about scale and efficiencies and being able to automate all these things that they definitely don't want to do. And look, the interesting thing is a lot of the people that we work with say that the AI is better on the phone, for instance, than a lot of the people that they would actually hire at the wage that they can pay.
Right.
And so they actually get better performance out of the AI than if they hired someone, because the AI never is in a bad mood. If someone's nasty to them on the phone, the AI is always pleasant back. So you never have to worry about an employee telling someone off that wasn't very nice to them on the phone.
Right. Yeah.
It never sleeps. It never gets sick. It never calls out of work. None of those sort of things. So it's a way for you to be able to augment. And even like with the receptionist product, the inbound receptionist, a lot of times people have receptionists already that they don't need to replace, but that receptionist is oftentimes doing billing.
Yes.
It's doing other work. It's helping with patients or clients. And so that person oftentimes can't answer the phone all the time. And what happens when you miss that call coming in? The vast, like for instance, with like chiropractic clinics, for instance, it's a fact based on research that 62% of people calling in will either hang up if they don't get a person, or they will not leave a voicemail and they will immediately turn around and call another clinic. So think of how much money even a chiropractic clinic loses for every call that they miss. They literally lose. Lifetime value on a chiropractic client, for instance, is between $300 and $1,200. So every single time they miss a call, they may be losing that much money each time. And this actually gets rid of all that. It can literally do 50 calls inbound at the same time.
Well, and I think
like having a small call center of your own.
Yeah, that fixes a lot of problems and catches a lot. I mean, when the fish are jumping at your boat, you need to get your net out and catch them. Right. I would also think in today's AI world, people are looking for that personal touch. But this stuff gets like the minutia out of the way. Like, do we really need a personal touch to make an appointment? No. But I have heard your AI bot, and it's not called an AI bot. Yes.
Let's play a recording. This is one of my favorite ones. It's kind of funny, but okay. You think, what kind of personality does AI have? Well, it can have as much or as little as you want it to have. We can customize all of those characteristics. But this is one of my favorite ones. It's one of our mortgage clients.
All right, it's John.
Hi, John. This is Taylor calling on behalf of the Pender team at Cross Country. We've got an invite for a private realtor luncheon happening. Do you have a quick minute?
No, ma'am. I just sat down for dinner. You always call me at lunchtime, and now you call me at dinner. Funny.
I'll try my best, John. Sounds like I've got impeccable timing right when the fork hits the plate. Maybe I should start calling during breakfast instead.
Yeah, because I don't eat breakfast.
Now we're on to something. I'll pencil in a call for the crack of dawn. Just me, you, and a cup of coffee you're not drinking. Deal?
I'll drink coffee with you. That's fine.
Perfect. Coffee it is. Black, cream, sugar, or just straight up caffeine for survival?
Espresso, caramel, whipped cream, sprinkles, the works.
You're a dessert disguised as coffee kind of person. I respect that. I'll bring the sprinkles.
Yes, now you get it.
Absolutely, John. Life's too short for boring coffee or boring calls for that matter. Enjoy your dinner, and I'll catch you at a better time.
All right, thank you.
Now, and the beautiful thing about that, not only was she funny and this guy was just loving her, the AI can automatically schedule itself to do that call at the time that the person asked it for.
She was crazy witty.
Right, she was.
It's crazy witty, and I loved her response, because I would have been like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and she was like, "I'll try to do better." That's so funny.
And look, you can so customize this stuff. Let me give you a good example. We have a new client that is in Brooklyn, New York. Lexi owns 5 different tax service locations there in New York. She's got a tremendous amount of clients. And she was telling me, like, her staff just won't make the calls to try to, like, make sure they're getting everybody booked and scheduled to come in for their tax services. And she's like, I need some help with this. and so she decided, I'm going to move forward. This is an awesome solution. And it's funny, we just got her through her onboarding, and we're about ready to launch her first, what we call concierge, making those calls out. And she's like, we need a Brooklyn accent. It needs to sound like a New Yorker. And it is funny, like when she heard her bot's accent, she was like, oh my God, that sounds like my clients. It sounds just like them. She's like,
they drink coffee regular there.
It was the New York bot is so flawless when it comes to New York situations. That she was so happy. It was ridiculous after we actually played it for her, after she got to test it.
That's brilliant. Yeah. So honestly, it seems like if you're not figuring out where you can insert this somewhere, money's just draining or there's a big leak in your business. So, how do you think AI is going to affect, because this is like, we're obviously talking to salespeople and business owners on this call. How do you think AI will affect the quality of sales moving forward?
Well, I mean, there's going to be situations where the AI is not going to be taking the lead when it comes to selling, for instance. But I'll say this, every single salesperson that I have ever known in my life would rather spend their time having actual sales meetings with people than having to try to do all the front end prospecting work to get someone in the seat to have that meeting. And so in reality, AI can dramatically increase the revenue for a company. So, I mean, and then of course your salespeople are making a lot more money. You've got more revenue to hire staff for other areas. So it's going to reallocate resources to other areas where they're needed. And it's going to increase sales for a lot of companies. So they're going to have more revenue to invest in other areas of their business that they might not be able to if there's some limitations on their scale of revenue growth. So I think that it is going to replace some people out there and some roles out there, but it's going to create a ton of other opportunities and jobs.
Yes.
And so it's just it's going to be a little bit of a shifting and shuffling when it comes to the workforce, but in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I can guarantee you, if you ask any salesperson out there, that's a good shift for them.
They were like, thank you, appreciate you. Yeah. All right. So I love this so much because I hate wasting time and on silly things, right? When things are available to fill in the blank. Yes. So, okay, Jay, I've got this QR code. I'm going to take this off. So if somebody is on the call, on listening and go, oh, I need to hear more, they can scan this. And what does this take them to?
We have an amazing sales team in the United States that are very highly technical and proficient in the technology, as well as, you know, they are really the kind of people that can go through and really understand your problems and can offer up our solutions and show you how they could actually solve those. So if you want to scan the QR code on the screen, that'll take you to our general booking calendar for our team. And we can have one of the AI consultants talk through your business in about 30 minutes and see if it would be a good fit.
I love it. Yeah, why not? You guys are probably taking a break anyways from all your crazy dialing. Go have a chat with this person and then even if your boss or somebody's not on board with it, I say, because I've always paid for stuff ever since I've worked for a company. I've always paid for ever since I've worked, I paid for my own stuff. But there's probably things that they can talk you through, help you get compliant, help you get set up. And hey, I've even gone rogue. I don't know that I even no, you should be compliant. I'm like, I've even said, I'm not asking for permission. I'm getting help. So yeah. Girlfriend likes to have help. I always like to see, I always have help, whether it's AI or the neighbor or somebody. Help is wonderful. Jay, this is so amazing. I'm excited for what you're able to bring to these people. So are you still coaching a lot, or is this more of the focus now?
I have a few clients that have been with me for like 8 or 10 years. And so, I mean, I do have a few clients that I promised them I wouldn't kick them off the roster when I started this company. So I still have a few calls on a regular basis with my long-term coaching clients. But, you know, I definitely can't take on any additional ones. We're just growing so fast and it's so exciting. You know, we have 10 sales team members in the United States. We're actually going to be kicking off operations in Central and South America after the first of the year, and we have our team built there. And so it's exciting times.
That is awesome. And if you are not a fit, but you know somebody, email me and I will make sure that information gets over to Jay. Like, so a mortgage producer or the managed office person. What is that? With a head loan?
Manager.
There you go. Like, what are they called? If you've got a broker with real estate, a med spa that you want to refer over, this could just transform people's businesses. So I think it's exciting. Don't worry about, this is terrible. It's Thanksgiving time that we're filming. It's like, don't give to the poor, give to your friends the opportunity of time back in their life. We'll take that too. No, you can give to the poor too. The poor need our help. And that's why we go to work and we be productive so that we can give more, right?
That's right.
Awesome. Jay, I just love you. I love your brilliant brain and it's so incredible, y'all. Before I just got to brag on Jay. If you could imagine the amount of people he has accelerated, increased their income, given them their life back. I've heard stories after stories with Jay and about his clients. So I'm excited you're carrying on the mission and putting more money in people's pockets, rising up their wealth, and even the time with their family. So congratulations and thank you from all of us to you.
Thank you so much, Julie. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to hear about your latest inventions in 6 months. I'm sure
They're
you'll be
evolving very fast, I can assure you.
I love it. We'll keep growing and go be great and go be you, y'all.